To me, when I'm fishing a buzzbait any time of the year, it's a bait I can cover water with. I can fish it fast, I can fish it slow, and you can see this is kind of the types of areas that I like to start my search in. We've got some natural bank here, we've got a stretch of riprap, we've got shallow docks all around, and we've got a big flat in the back of this little creek arm. So that gives us a lot of options that should help us narrow down our search a little bit quicker. And with this buzz frog, I can make super long casts. Like when I get up to this riprap, I can parallel it down the bank, and when I get to the walkway of that dock, I can skip it under the dock. So I can fish everything in here with this one setup that I've got right here in my hand. This 7-foot heavy action Fitzgerald stunner rod, 20-pound P-line topwater line, that Revo STX reel. I can cover everything. And one key thing when you're fishing a buzzbait this time of year, and especially when you're casting at the bank, really any time of the year, you've got about a 7 or 8 feet strike zone off the bank. So when you cast up there, there's no sense in working that bait all the way back to the boat. The first 10 feet, that's your strike zone. So you want to land that bait up there next to the rocks, crawl it out, 5 or 6 cranks, 8 or 10 feet off the bank, and then get that bait on back to the boat, because you're out of the strike zone and you're wasting time just by fishing that thing all the way to the boat. So we got a nice little shaded stretch here. There, a little bluegill just popped. This looks really good in here. Hopefully the fish are going to cooperate with us, think the same as well. And as I mentioned earlier, when you're fishing rock and stuff, there's no sense in fishing the whole cast, but a dock's a little bit different, because those fish can suspend under these floats and they could bite it anywhere close to that structure. So we're going to see if we can get one to come out from under this dock and scare the goose. Got just a little bit of color back here, not a lot, just a little different water clarity, which is good for buzzbait fishing, because this is a pretty loud, obnoxious bait. A little bit of water color always helps. And the cool thing about buzzbait fishing also is you can cover so much water with it. Like, you don't have to make a cast every, 2 feet down the bank. You can space your casts out a pretty good distance, because that bait's constantly moving, and it's got a lot of drawing power. And what I mean by drawing power is fish can hear it a long ways away, so they're attracted to it from a long ways. It makes noise, throws a lot of water in the air. So, you may have fish that come from 5 or 10 feet away to bite that bait, so you don't need to make a cast, every 2 or 3 feet down the bank. Hit your high percentage points like that lay down, the walkways of the docks, little shade pockets like this are one of your high percentage places for a good buzzbait bite. I don't know where geese fit into the picture, but we got those too. And there are certain times of the years, I'm kind of skipping around these outside poles on these docks right now, but there are times of the year, especially during a shad spawn, where fish will concentrate on the outside poles, on these floats where those shad are spawning. Versus now, I feel like the fish are going to be probably closer to the bank in a little bit shallower water, not quite suspended out here on these floats. So I'm going to kind of fly around those floats and target the bank a little more, versus, April, May, June time frame of year. I would spend quite a bit of time fishing those black floats and things like that. You can see the beauty of the buzz frog, how far and how long and accurate of a cast you can make. With a traditional buzzbait with a skirt, that cast right there is going to be that's going to be at the very far end of your reach. And that was just a short flick of the wrist with the extra weight of having that frog on there.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.